I'm Jonathan Dumont, Creative Director of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
So first off, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. For those that have not seen the hour and a half of footage that I've put up of Assassin's Creed so far, can you give people an overview of Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an amazing journey into ancient Greece. What you'll be playing here at Gamescom is a high-level quest on Lesbos Island where you're going to be looking to help Bryce, a woman, to try to find out where her friend went. And her friend, this will lead you to a place where it's a little bit more fantastical and mythological. Is going to be Medusa's lair, where you're going to be fighting Medusa in there. So what we're trying to show is a little bit what our fight at max level can look like, and then some of the dangers that you can encounter in ancient Greece.
So I did notice when I played the demo earlier that you're bringing back a lot of the elements that fans really liked from previous Assassin's Creed, and I think you guys have really focused in on a lot more of the RPG elements. So can you talk a little bit about some of those improvements and some of the RPG elements that fans will be excited about?
Yeah, the franchise has been running for a while, and then and then in some of the previous opus we have stealth. So we really tried to make stealth a much more viable portion of the game. So we want you to be able to create your playstyle. So from fight, from stealth, from range, and then or combine all of that by introducing abilities that you can map to your controller.
Yep.
So that gives you a much more.
Them, right?
Huh?
Yeah, there's 8 of them.
There, yeah, you have you have 8. You have 2 sets that you can do on the right side, and one set of 4 for your range abilities. So it's up to you to decide which abilities you map, and that creates your own playstyle, and everything is upgradable. So there's quite a bit of depth in the combat and stealth. We've brought back naval into the game as an open world feature, so you can take your ship and sail across the Aegean Sea, and dive off at any time, go swim in the water, try to find some treasures.
I did see some sharks.
Yeah, they will see you as well. And like the sharks are cool, because you can, when you're fighting and boarding other ships, you can kick people in the water, and then the sharks start smelling the blood, and they come in and help you out.
Yep.
But that could be to your disadvantage as well if you fall in the water. So we're bringing back elements that are known to our franchise, and then it is always an historical franchise, and we dive into history and try to create a credible world from that historical time setting where we are in ancient Greece in 431 BCE. And then we're introducing new things in the game. So we're pushing the levers of RPG much further than we've done in the past. So we're giving you player choice in dialogues, player choice in quests, and those choices will have consequences in the game. We're going from about 4 hours of cinematics in a typical Assassin's Creed to over 30 hours with the dialogue cinematics where choices matter. So it is a much more personal experience when you're playing it, so you do feel that you're, what you say and what you do and how you roleplay at Exos or Cassandra will have quite an impact on your story. We don't change history, but we change your story.
I did notice when I did a quest return, I tried to be kind of stealthy, but I killed 2 guards out of this entire camp of guards, but I killed 2 of them because they got nosy and decided to go investigate. And when I turned in, she's like, "Oh, hey, did you kill anybody?" And I'm like, "Shit, yeah." So obviously that would be something that that could come back to haunt me in another situation.
Yeah. So some of the sometimes the way that you complete the quests are not necessarily a one-way thing. So we have some of the objectives are deal with instead of assassinate, or so you can knock out somebody, you can cut a deal with them actually, or kill them, and then sometimes it will have an influence on the characters that the quest giver that gave you the quest. We're building relationships like that. It's a fun thing, especially when you're meeting historical characters. Let's say Hippocrates, which is the father of modern medicine. He doesn't want you to kill people. He's a doctor. So when you do so, or when you not do exactly what you would have liked, it changes your relationship with him. So, so we try to keep you guessing. We try also to have a serious tone on some of the core missions or more traditional main path missions. But then we vary the tones as you're exploring the world, and we have a lot of comedy. So the Greeks were known for tragedy, but as well for comedy.
Yep, yep. So I did hear one of the dev team throwing around a number around 100 hours of content.
Yeah, at least 100 hours.
At least 100 hours.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. So I did notice there's a new tab for mercenaries.
Yep.
So I was unable to recruit a mercenary. I recruited her to death. So, but can you tell me a little about that new recruiting system?
Yeah, the recruiting system, and there are many ways you could have recruited the mercenaries. So in stealth, you can knock them out. So if you boost up your stealth points, you can actually come in the back of somebody and just knock them out, and then give them a second chance. That's how it works, and then they will be available on your ship. In combat, there are a couple of abilities like the Sparta kick that knock out. On the final blow, they knock out characters and don't kill them. So unless you kick him off a ledge, then the fall damage takes care of him. And then you also have paralyzing arrows that you can use, knockout arrows that you can use on these targets. So it's harder to recruit someone. You're fighting them to death, but
Sure.
at the end you kind of want to save them. There's also a handful of characters that are recruitable through questing as well. So if you do something cool for them, or like they have nothing left in life, and then you can offer them to come on your ship, and they can say yes or no depending on how you've interacted with them.
And I heard there's like 50 of them that are kind of named characters. These mercenaries.
So these mercenaries, we have around 50, I think, that are that we handcrafted a little bit more, and then we have unlimited mercenaries that can come into the game.
And random generated.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to that. So they have names, they have backstories, and then we give them components and moves that are generated automatically. So some of the looks and things. So and the bonuses that they give for your ship and your so each mercenary that you'll cross will most likely be unique for you. And if you want to recruit them, perfect. But you can also recruit anybody in the world. So pretty much everybody in the world, there's a few exceptions, can be brought up to your ship and have your own unique set of lieutenants on your ship.
And when they're on your ship, you said that they give bonuses. So do they just fight on your ship when you're doing boarding, or do they grant additional bonuses?
There are a few things that they do for you. So there's a system of rarity for them. So if you scout with your eagle and say, oh, that guy, that guy's gold. I want to grab him. So it'll give you bonuses on your ship, like let's say more fire damage for your arrows, ramming speed, things like that,
reload,
right?
that kind of thing. Okay.
And then when you board, they will board with you. The lieutenants board with you, and they plow the hell out of the boat. So if you recruit this badass mercenary, you got a good lethal weapon with you. And then there's an ability called Call to Arms that you can use in stealth. It's a distraction where you send one of your mercenaries or one of your lieutenants to attack a specific target. So if you recruited, some very tough character, he can sort of clean the house for you as well. So
the naval combat. So kind of a callback to Black Flag and Rogue. You've got upgrades that you can do for your ship as well for that, right?
Right. So you can upgrade your weaponry, you can upgrade your hull, your ramming devices, and you can change the skin of your crew. You can change the
Cosmetics.
the cosmetics of the
sails.
sails and the front of your ship as well. And then with the recruiting elements, there's a lot of customization available. There's at least 5 upgrades per type of categories. And then a ton of cosmetics for how, and the songs as well. You can grab more songs that you'll get into the experience. And then, it's similar to Black Flag and Rogue, and a little bit more in the mechanics of what you've seen in Origins, I would say.
Right.
The boat is a little faster than that. We've remade it, so that it's viable for open water, seamless transitions and everything. And quite a bit of fast action, like trying to cleave boats in half, shooting fire arrows. So it's a much dynamic pace, a shorter fight type of thing too. And but the agency is a dangerous place, and sometimes the big waves come in and the lightning strikes, and the ocean is a place where anything can happen.
So in keeping with kind of the Grecian folklore, you also have mythological animals, not just the kind of the people think of, like Medusa and the Minotaur, but you've also got kind of the named creatures. Right. Can you give us some examples of those? Yeah, so
we wanted to reflect how people saw that world. People, when the Greeks, when we were talking about going in a forest or in a mountain, they were dangerous places, and those myths and legends would, they would believe, in those myths and legends. So those are animals. They're just larger animals, and we try to reflect a little bit the myths of, let's say, Hercules, where you would find the Nemean lion, for example, which is he made a suit out of him for a better term. But those are dangers that you can find in the open world. So there are a few of them, and they're really challenging fights. So you can have an epic wolf looking character. I'm not going to talk too much because I want to keep people
something to discover.
Some secrets, yes. But you get a few of them, and they're all linked to a certain quest as well. So.
Are you guys going to go with something like you did with Origins, where you had, I don't want to say seasons because that's not right, but like every month you had a new god to take on, or you're going to have some sort of similar system where there's kind of a rolling challenge?
Yeah, we'll have quite a bit of stuff in post-launch, but we're going to be talking about it in maybe a month or so. So we'll be able to lay out the plans for our fans.
Good deal. What else is going to? Oh, so the equipment system. So you guys have expanded on the equipment system a little bit. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah. So we wanted to be able to specialize our characters or be a little bit more of a jack of all trades. Mm-hmm. So by splitting the equipment, we split our equipment. It's not one unique set piece that you get.
Right.
You can find the pieces. We split it in 5, and so you get the helmet, the chest plate, the belt.
And you get set bonuses if you get all
you get a set bonus if you get everything, but some of them have, in the past, if we had put warrior damage on the full set, you get specialized right away. So now what happens is that it allows us to have variation on everything. So if you want a little bit of assassin damage, you want a little bit of warrior damage, you can mix and match those outfits. Sometimes you get weird looking combinations when you assemble them, but yeah, it's all good. It all works, So, and then the thing too is that you can engrave on specific pieces as well with our engraving bonuses. The engraving is cool because you get some for playing the game, so by completing feats you'll get engraving formulas, but also you can find them in the world with riddles, or they're a little bit mysterious, and so you find an enigma, and then you need to find this location in the world to try to find the engraving recipe. So it's a little bit of an exploration pattern that we add up, and then you can get your weapon has a chance to catch on fire, or assassin damage, or crit chance, or a bunch of stuff that gives you a little bit more personality to your unique traits to your gear.
Awesome. And you guys are releasing shortly.
October 5th, 2018, and I hope our fans like it because we love making it. So.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC.
PS4 Pro, and then
Xbox One X.
Exactly. Yes.
Awesome.
You know it more than I do, actually. That's good.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.